most points at the end of the third round wins and gets to come back for next week's show as well. But we can't forget that the third and final round, or the rapid fire round, is worth double the points. That meaning the best answer will receive 6 points, and so on. Also in this rapid fire round, the contestants have not been able to see or prepare for these questions at all, meaning they will have to improvise, overcome, and just hopefully not get caught in the crossfire. Now that the game is explained, let's get to firing. Texas football on Saturday defeated the U of H Cougars just barely as running back C.J. Baxter gave the Horns the lead with under 6 minutes to play. This game came down to the wire too as Texas stopped the Cougars on 4th down inside Longhorn territory to seal the deal. My question to you, why was this game so close, and what's your analysis of the team heading into this week as they're going to take on BYU on Saturday? Kendall, we'll start here with you.
Yeah, so obviously for this game, all eyes were on Texas after the loss against OU. Then we had a bye week. So obviously Texas started off strong in the game. They got a 21-0 lead. But quickly, as we saw, Houston caught up. Started the third quarter. It was a tie game. And I think one thing that Texas really struggled on was our defense let up over 350 passing yards. And this allowed the Cougars to get up the field quickly and make a dominant performance to fight back against the Longhorns. I also think on offense, we were 3 for 12 on third downs. We had 2 missed 4th down conversions at critical points when Houston started to catch up. So I think these are just 2 things that, looking ahead to BYU, they're going to come in, see this weakness, and say, hey, we got to push the ball up. Defense struggled with the passing yards, so definitely look to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the passing yards is a big point there. Over 350, like you mentioned, the secondary seemed to have absolutely nothing going for them whatsoever. So that's a great point. Okay, Perla, what do you have?
Yes, I believe that the offense is not really a problem. It wasn't a problem at U of H, obviously. Like, they have been able to score over 30 points each game. So I believe it shows that the defense is where something's lacking, and I feel like the Texas secondary is where we need to have some work. I mean, though Donovan Smith was able to have 378 yards, throw 70 yards, and have 3 touchdowns. So I feel like that just talks a lot about the Texas secondary. And I believe heading into this week, I feel like we'll be good. I feel like we'll take it. I feel like we would depend a lot on the running game more so than the passing game because of obviously Quinn Ewers' injury. And yeah, I feel like we'll be good. I feel like the defense will have a chance to, make up for what happened last week.
Yeah, very fair. I think the running game is going to be very important against BYU, like you said, with Quinn Ewers going down. And like how you mentioned, 30 points in every single game UT's played this year. It's a phenomenal point to bring up. All right, Sam, round us off.
All right. So first I'd like to bring up that Donovan Smith, the quarterback for Houston, it's not the first time Texas has seen him. He was with Texas Tech for 2 years. So obviously he's a great quarterback. But another thing was, like Perla said, the defensive secondary for Texas was not very good. But I will say that Jonathan Brooks was pretty good on the game on Saturday. He was the offensive MVP, and he gained 150 total yards. So, although Quinn isn't there, I feel like, there was some issues with just everything, but I feel like it can be worked on, especially this week. It was mainly the defense. It was just, Texas won, but it just wasn't a proud game to, for Texas to win. So.
Yes, very fair. I liked your analysis of Jonathan Brooks there, and across the board, yes, the defense was very lackluster. It was not great. So great answers from all you guys to start off the show. What a great start to the show. I'm loving it. I'm loving it already. Starting off giving the 3 points, I'm going to give it to Kendall here. I like the stats that she brought in, especially in the red zone with the turnovers and just starting off with that secondary. With the 2, I'm going to give it to Sam. I like how you brought in Jonathan Brooks. And with the 1, I'm going to give it to Perla. Again, not that your answer was wrong. Just I like the other 2 a little bit more. Plenty of games still have to be played, though. Okay. Sticking with UT football, Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers, like we just kind of talked about a little bit, left Saturday's game early with an injury that is now revealed to be a grade 2 AC joint sprain. This likely means Ewers will miss between 3 to 4 weeks, just like last season. It's the same injury. What are your thoughts on Texas's QB group right now, and how confident are you in Malik and maybe even Arch going into this game? Pearl, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, I feel like They're both good players, Malik and Arch.
Yep.
But and something that kind of puts faith in me that they'll do good is that Malik had a chance to go into the transfer portal and transfer out of UT like in early spring this year, and he didn't take that, knowing that he was probably not going to be the top choice for quarterback. So I feel like that says a lot about what he feels he has for the team, mostly, and I feel like it'll be good. I feel like we'll be good. And for Arch, I feel like he will not. I feel like he will not play. I feel like, but I mean, he was really good in high school, but we don't really know how it will be, especially like the chemistry. I mean, Quinn Ewers last year, he did good, but they heavily relied on Bijan Robinson last year with the running game, but I feel like they will be good since like running back gives you a chance to be good at the throwing game. Honestly, the running game makes you good to be honestly, and I feel like if the defense can lock it down for him, he will not have as much like pressure on him, and he'll be able to do good, honestly, against BYU this week. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I think those are great points. Malik had a big chance to transfer, like you mentioned before, didn't do that, and like you said, a great run game creates a great pass game. So yes, absolutely great answer there. I like the points there. Sam, I'm going to give it to you. What do you got?
All right, so I think Arch will definitely not play. He's been a red shirt, and Malik, we've seen him in the orange and white game this past year. I mean, he did pretty well, and honestly, I'm not worried about Texas. I feel like it's kind of a blessing because, I mean, Quinn was doing well, yes, but I mean, Malik's like throwing arm, it's so great. And you know, Sark has said a lot of positive things about Malik, and I just feel like he's the option for Texas, and I just think it's just something that they don't need to worry about because, I mean, his throwing arm is like awesome. So, yeah.
Very true. He does have a great throwing arm. That's very true, Sam. Great point, but I like the confidence. I think Malik might go out and have himself a game, so I like it. Okay, Kendall, what you got?
Yeah, look, about Arch, it's a very critical part of the season. No way he can get in the game. It's very hard. He's never played a down in college football. So I'm very confident in Malik's play this Saturday. Looking at his performance last week when Ewers went down, he came right in and it finished the drive with a touchdown. And it just proves that in high-pressure situations like he faced last Saturday, he's seen some game time, unlike Arch, that I'm very confident in his play to come in Saturday. I feel this is something that he feels comfortable with the players. He's looking for his chance, and this is what he's got.
Yeah, absolutely. I like he brought in the point that, he led the winning drive in that last game when he came in for Quinn. So I like that you brought that up a lot. Okay, another great set of answers across the board. With the three, I'm going to give this one to Perla. I like the fact that you brought up the fact that Malik could transfer, decided to stay, and the run game especially will be very important this week. Love that you brought that up. With the two, I'm going to give it to you, Kendall. I thought bringing up that drive was very important to note. And with the one, I'm going to give it to you, Sam. Great answer again, but that's how the points are given up. So here we go. Okay, moving to the last question of this round. Texas volleyball is now 14-3 on the season after defeating TCU last week and is currently ranked 6th in the nation. Along with this, they haven't lost a match in almost a month and a half now. What do you think has been the key to their success so far, and why? And we're going to start with the F1 driver down here in Sam.
Okay, so Texas is coming off of a national championship. They're still national champions on the team. Just like, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Anywho, I'll come back to that later.
Sure.
But I will say that Jenna Wennis and Ella Swindle, I believe that's her last name, they were pretty dominant at TCU, and they had a lot of kills, a lot of digs, and I just think that they I just think that, you know, like I said with the national championship, like Logan Eggleston, she's not there. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm blanking, but I had them in my brain. But Madison Skinner has also been on top of her game as well. Yeah, I feel like that's their key to success, are those players that are still there who were reigning national champions, but also the ones that they've brought in. So, and their TCU game was pretty impressive.
Very fair, yes. I like how you brought in Madison Skinner there, and like you said, I mean, champions just know how to win, and so they still have some of those players there, so I like it. Okay, Perla, what do you have?
I feel like we saw it with TSU. Like the TSU was dominating them for a while there, and Texas was able to come back. And I feel like that's important for any team to win championships, to be down and then bring themselves back up to win, like the game, take it all. And some players that I feel like are important is O'Neal, which is she leads the nation like fifth. She's like the fifth in the nation, and she has like 82 blocks, counting like assists and counting like individual blocks, like solo blocks. And she's obviously been a big part of that team. And also Madison Skinner, I believe she has 274 points. Yeah, she's been able to do that, and she's averaging like 4.52 per set. And also she just came from Kentucky like last year, I believe. She came from Kentucky, and she led them to the national championship for the first time ever in 2020. And now she led the Texas. Obviously, she led them to the first time ever since 2012. And I feel like she's a big part. I think she was named like captain of the team her first year, which is just insane to think about. Even it was the first year at Texas, so basically, Texas saw something in her, and basically she really helped out the team last year, winning the championship.
Absolutely. Love the stats there. It's phenomenal. And like you said, TCU is kind of a slow start, picked it back up. I like that. Across the board, really liked it. Okay, Kendall, what do you have?
Yeah, like Perla mentioned, the block game has been unbelievable. Texas is ranked third nationally for the average blocks per game. You mentioned player O'Neal. She has been also unbelievable. Like, I feel another thing is the culture of Texas volleyball. The head coach is going into his 23rd season here. He obviously knows what he's doing, won the national championship last year. And Texas volleyball, there's no slowing them down. I just feel like their reputation is so far above the other programs, and I just think they're going to go for another one this year.
There you go. Very fair. I like that a lot. Okay, great answer across the board again. This is phenomenal, guys. Wow, you guys are crushing it here. You're making my job hard, and that's a good thing to have happen. Okay, with the three, this was a close one with the 3 here. I'm going to give it to Kendall though. I like the fact that he brought in the culture, and I like the fact that the head coach, 23 years here, whatever it's been a long time, and they know how to win. I like he brought that back in. With the 2, I got to give it to Perla. Love the stats they use, and I love the fact that he brought up TCU. With the 1, I'm going to give it to Sam. Great answer again. Just going to give you the one there to wrap up this first round. But that will finish it off for the first round. Like I just mentioned, don't go anywhere. College Crossfire. We'll be right back.
Seawall to strike away. Here he comes. Cave, a fly ball to right field. Over is Carroll. He's got it. And the Diamondbacks have won the National League pennant. And the Fall Classic will return to the desert. Seawall to strike. Seawall to strike away. Here he comes.
Welcome back into College Crossfire. Quick scoring update for you guys. Kendall leads the way with 8, Perla in second with 6, and Sam rounding them off with 4. But it's still anybody's game, and let's now shift gears over to some professional sports. As the NFL season goes on, it seems there are some teams that started off really hot, but now are fading just a little bit. Some people say that they are just having a rough stretch, but others are even calling them quote-unquote frauds. In your opinion, what NFL team right now is the biggest fraud, and why do you think they are the biggest fraud? Sam, we're going to start with you on the end.
One word, Jets. The Jets are not doing well. First of all, they had the injury with Aaron Rodgers, so he's been out. But then, you know, like Zach Wilson's done okay, but he hasn't done like amazingly, you know? I know people are like on like the Zach Wilson train, but like I don't see it. Also, Sauce Gardner, his nickname's Sauce. He's not like performing like sauce related, you know? So that's why I say the Jets. I personally am a fan of the Jets, and it's just disappointing to see how they've been doing lately. So I gotta go with the Jets.
Fair enough. I'm not on the Zach Wilson train as well. Not sauce related. What does that mean exactly? Do you have any explanation there? It's not sauce related?
Well, his nickname is Sauce.
Yeah, he's got the sauce.
He's not saucy, I guess.
No, you don't think so? I think he's pretty saucy.
I mean,
No?
not lately.
Okay.
He's not doing that well.
Okay, fair enough. I like it. I like the Jets. Okay. So, what do you got, Perla?
Hi. Okay, so I got the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they just beat, I think, the Broncos like 70-20. And, I mean, I'm going to start off good, like the good things about them. And I feel like the passing yards, I feel like they lead right now. No, they didn't lead. In the 7 first games, they're the first ones to make the most. And, like, their team is just like super fast. I feel like all of them seem like Olympic runners. You know, all of them, they're super fast. And they're first in the division. They're 4-2. They're 5-2 right now. But I believe. But if you look at those two teams, if you look a little bit closer at those two teams, you'll see that those are the good teams. Those are the teams that they will be playing against if they do end up going like towards the Super Bowl. And I feel like they are the ones that are the frauds because they're not able to step up whenever they have to play against really good teams. Although they on books they look super good by their stats, but if you were to look at, you know, the individual teams, you will see a little bit of why I've been calling them a fraud.
Yeah, I like the call a lot. Like you said, they're 5-2, but the 5 teams they've beaten have been very, very, very bad teams. The 2 teams they've lost to have been good teams. So, and you're right. I mean, every player they have just seems to be able to like to run faster than anybody in the world. So really like that call there. Okay, what do you got, Kendall?
I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills here. Let's be honest, I'm a lifetime Patriots fan. How did we win that game on Sunday? I'm sorry. Like, Mac Jones has been awful this season. The Patriots just have not been looking good post Brady. So the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, I feel like every season he's quite overhyped, and I feel like he's stayed at the same level consistently, has been kind of just mid, not performing as well as everyone thinks he should be. And I just think looking at the Buffalo Bills roster, like having Diggs as one of the top receivers, they're just not performing well as they should be, and I think they're a fraud.
There you go. Great explanation. Bills is another great answer. Losing to the Patriots and almost losing to the Giants back-to-back weeks is just atrocious in itself. So very true. I like the analysis there. Okay, another tough one to decide here. This is phenomenal. With the three, I'm going to have to give it to Perla. It's a tough one to call here, but personally, I agree. I think the Dolphins are a little bit on fraud watch. I understand their offense is great, but they've only beaten extremely bad teams and have not been phenomenal against the best teams. So with the two, I'm going to give it to Kendall here. The Bills, I do believe, are playing like frauds, but this is kind of Bills fashion. I mean, they kind of go through this every season where they fall off, they come back up, they make the playoffs, then lose again. So, but I do agree they are playing like frauds. With for Sam, I'm going to give you the one here. I like the Jets call, but I think the other two calls were just slightly better. But fair enough. Yes, Zach Wilson, no. He's not good. Not good. Okay, moving into our second question, and sticking with football, the Philadelphia Eagles have been using a play being tagged as the tush push, or the brotherly shove, all season long that has had extreme success. The play is essentially just a quarterback sneak, but with both players in the backfield lining up behind the QB and shoving the quarterback forward right as the ball is snapped. It's been so successful, people are starting to wonder if the play should be banned or even deemed illegal. My question for the contestants, what are your overall thoughts on this play? You can expand as much as you want. Perla, we'll start with you.
I like this play, actually. Like, I feel like it really shows, like, the gritty and, like, competitiveness of football. And I feel like they have been able to do that because it's like if you were up in, like, in baseball, if you're up in the count, like, 3-0, and, like, if the pitcher throws a fastball at you, like, you have earned the right to swing at that ball because of that great eye beat that you just had. And I feel like that's the same with this team. Like, they've been able, like, they do that basically where there's like 3 yards left, and it's not like every snap of the ball they're doing the play. And it's not like other teams have not tried. They have tried, and they're just not been as successful as them, basically. And I feel like if people do have a problem with the play, I feel like you have the chance to stop them from getting to that place. It's not like they have like 1 or 2 yards left in the 4th down, so I feel like you should focus more on the defense of your team rather than the actual Eagles.
Wow, very fair. I like that point a lot. It's like you can prevent that. Like this is, just don't let it happen, right? Just work on that itself. Great analysis there. I really like that. Okay, Kendall.
I think this is the new play in the NFL that every team's trying to mock and do, but the Eagles quite literally are just doing it the best. I feel like it's the perfect thing to just move the ball straight forward. Why do a 3-step back when that takes more time, and it puts your running back at a position to maybe fumble the ball. So I think this is just a very efficient play. When it comes to a 4th down conversion, you need to go forward less than a yard sometimes. So this is just the way to do it, and I think this play is one that other teams, like I said, will try to do, but the Eagles have it on top right now.
Yeah, very fair. They do have it on top right now. And why give it to a running back, like you said, when they can fumble? You don't want to take that risk. We've seen it happen. You don't want to do it. And so you're right. They've basically mastered it at this point. Okay, Sam, run us off.
Okay, personally, I do not like this play. Is it effective? Yes. I feel like the only people who've been able to pull it off effectively are the Philadelphia Eagles. And, other teams, like both you have mentioned, have tried to pull it off, but 2 New York Giants players have been hurt because of this. It does get the Eagles touchdowns, but is it ethical? I don't know. Also, like I said, I think it's wrong, and I feel like there should be a change for it. It's dangerous, so I just don't like it.
Okay, interesting there. Okay, I really liked your analysis.
Oh, and I forgot one thing to mention.
Okay.
It's also aesthetically not good to look at. That's another thing.
So we should get rid of the play because your eyes don't like it when you're watching TV? No?
It just looks really bad.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, well I like the opinion over there, Sam. So I like it. It's different. It's definitely different. So I like it. With the 3, I'm gonna give it to Perla yet again here. I like the analysis a lot. just stop them from getting to that point. It's pretty plain and simple. With the 2, I'm going to give it to you, Sam. I like your analysis there. It's different than what I've heard a lot of people say, but it's true. I mean, there have been a lot of injuries caused by this play. I don't necessarily agree with you per se, but I do like your opinion. I like what you said. With the 1, I'm going to give it to Kendall here. Not that you were wrong, but I like the other 2 analysis just a bit more. Okay, moving to the final question of this round. The World Series has arrived, and Joe Duffy in the back is definitely smiling. And what an interesting one it will be. The Texas Rangers will face off against the Arizona Diamondbacks starting Friday, both somewhat newer teams stepping into the arena. Who do you think will win this World Series, and why? And Kendall, we're going to start with you here.
I think it's going to be the Rangers winning. If you look at where the final's being played, it's in Texas. They have home field advantage. They're going to have a huge crowd, and I think that does make the most difference when you're playing in these high-pressure games. I also think their offense is on fire, coming off a huge win against the Astros. As we saw, it was a dominant performance, and I feel like they're just going to stay on top and keep it going.
Very fair. Oh, it's like a knife to the heart right there. Dominant performance against the Astros. Oh, terrible at Dolis Garcia. Terrible. Very good. I like the pick a lot, though. It's very true. Offense was rolling against the Astros. Not much else to be said there. Okay, Pearl, let's hear it.
I'm gonna have to give it to the Diamondbacks. I feel like they are gonna take it all the way. I feel like mostly because of the Rangers bullpen, like Max Scherzer, Jose Leclerc, Jordan, Montgomery, all of them, they were used a lot against the Astros, and I feel like they're going to be tired. Then they're well above their regular season numbers right now, and I feel like the Diamondbacks have a strong offense, so I feel like they will be tired. And plus, I feel like the Diamondbacks, they have a really good bullpen. I feel like the manager on the Diamondbacks has made a better rotation than the Rangers. Like Kevin Leclerc, no, I don't remember his last name, but Kevin and Paul Seawald, yeah, yep. Him. They've been really good. They're not walking guys. They haven't. I believe nobody has scored a run by them, or I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but they've just been very good overall, and I feel like the Diamondbacks, I feel like, have more to prove in a way. I mean, at one point of the season, they had like a 1% of actually winning the World Series, and then like a 15% chance of going even into the playoffs. And I feel like they have more to prove than the Rangers. And I feel like Joe, cover your ears for this, but I feel like the Rangers will go back to what they're used to, which is not winning a World Series.
Wow, love the analysis there, though. Bringing in both bullpens, very important. Joe, cover your ears back there, Joe. Watch out. But I really like the analysis there. Yeah, the Rangers were using guys coming out of the bullpen that have never come out of the bullpen. Jordan Montgomery threw his first release session, I think, ever, or at least this year. So we'll see. They might be a little tired. You're absolutely right. Okay, Sam, round us off.
First of all, I would like to express my condolences to your Astros.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
You're welcome. Yep. But on that note, I think that the Rangers will win. They were able to beat the reigning world champs, like that means something. And also, they have 3 world champs on their team. They have Scherzer, they have DeGrom, and they have Swantkowski. So those are 3 heavy hitters. Also, you have Eovaldi. He is a 2.4 ERA, and Montgomery has been a very he's had a lot of strikeouts lately. So I think that they can pull it off. I don't know. I think they're the better team, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, they've got some champion experience on that team, like you mentioned, even though they are a little bit of a younger team. But yeah, and their ERAs have been quite low for the starting pitchers. Great point, Sam. I like that a lot. Okay, giving the 3 points here, I'm going to give it to Sam. I like your analysis there, but more importantly, I do think the Rangers have just a slight edge in this series. I think their offenses are just a little bit more powerful, a little bit more dominant. So I'm going to give you the 3. With the 2, I'm going to give it to Perla. I like how you brought in the bullpens. Very important. Who knows if the Rangers bullpen could be tired? They only got 3 guys back there they can trust. We'll see how that goes. With the 1, I'm going to round you off with Kendall here. And that will wrap things up for this second round. We've got a scoring update when you come back and rapid fire, so don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss it. welcome back into College Crossfire. We have a tight game right now, with Perla now leading the way with 14, Kendell right behind her in second with 12, and Sam rounding them off, but is still also very close with 10. But it's still anyone's contest to take as we enter into the final round of tonight's show that's worth double the points. And my advice to the contestants yet again, don't get caught in the crossfire. Let's get into our first question. The F1 United States Grand Prix was this past Sunday here in Austin, and man, was it just amazing. Max Verstappen got the win by over 10 seconds in this one, which is wild. But what's even wilder is the cool advertisements on the racing cars. If you were a racer, what company would you want to sponsor on your car, and why would you pick that company? Anybody can answer at any time. If you got an answer, you can take the mic, but take your time. No rush. Anybody? Any company in the whole world, brand, anything. We got anything here, guys. I can start naming some restaurants or something. You need any ideas to start swearing? Anything?
Oh, I got one.
There we go. All right.
In the spirit of Halloween, Hershey's, they are a giant brand, okay? They can advertise M&Ms, they can advertise Hershey's chocolate, they can advertise, what else is included in Hershey's? A lot of different candies. So Hershey's would be a good one, but I wouldn't put the Hershey's inside of the cars because, you know, it's going to melt. but, you know, it'd be effective. And Hershey's is, you know, they got a big net worth. So, I mean, Hershey's.
True. Yeah,
and it's tasty.
You'll get paid well. It's tasty. You're staying in the Halloween spirit here. You're dressed up. I love it. I love it.
The drivers will get free candy if they want, you know?
I love that. Maybe you're just driving 200 miles an hour, just grab over in the next seat and just pop a quick chocolate. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah. Great answer, Sam. Great answer to start us off. What do you guys got?
I feel like maybe Apple. I feel like Apple would be a good one. You know, we could be getting sponsorships. I could get free iPhones back to back, iPads, all of this. But just, you know, everybody has all of those things, so it's just like a very popular brand, which I would like on my car. I feel like it would be cool to rep Apple.
Apple would be cool. Yeah, that'd be really cool. You probably some high-tech stuff in there helping you drive. Maybe you wouldn't even be driving. Hey, I should drive for you. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. You're just chilling back there. Oh, wow, look how fast these guys are going. That's awesome. Okay, let's hear it.
I'm going to take the sporty route here and go with Nike. I just can't imagine how cool the gear would be. Like, if you were sponsored in a nice race car kind of uniform going, and I just think also the reputation of Nike. I feel like as an athlete, that's kind of your goal, to be sponsored by one of those top empires. So I feel like Nike would be really cool, and I just think you would have the best design and car there is.
Very true. Nike would set you up big time with some cool merch, cool car, cool everything. Like that answer. That'd be very, very cool. Okay, great answers across the board. I'm not going to announce who's getting these points here in this final round, so you'll hear in the end who wins. But great answers to start us off. Okay, moving to the second question. As we've now talked about several different sports on this show, it got me thinking of how many different female athletes there are out there. From college to pro sports, there seems to be a lady in every sport who is or has been completely dominant. My question to you, who is your favorite female athlete and why? Anybody can start.
Okay, I'm going to go with Alex Morgan here. Like, this woman is unstoppable. She literally had a baby, was practicing when she was almost 8 months pregnant, and she came right back like nothing was missed. I've always looked up to her as an athlete. She has made so much history for the world of women's soccer, and I just think she is changing the face of women's sports for everyone out there.
Love that answer. She was also on the intro over there if you couldn't see it, or she was in the VO. So yes, great call. Love it. Sam?
I'm gonna go with Simone Biles. She won. She's an Olympian, but she's won so many Olympic gold medals, even when she was a teenager. She's just she's just a role model to, like, you know, all females out there, and you know, gymnastics is a tough sport. So, yeah.
Very true. Gymnastics is very difficult, and I don't even understand it, but it is very difficult. And she's from Houston. Got to show the love. Love that. At least I think. Yeah, she is. Okay. What you got, Perla?
I'm gonna go back to college. I like one female from here. The softball player, Moss, she is just amazing. I feel like she's just, she's like a minority in that team, and she's just been amazing all season, basically. She's a sophomore, I believe, and I feel like she's just a great player overall to look up to. I like her, yeah.
I love that, sticking with the UT pride. I like that a lot. Great answers across the board. This is what it's all about. Love those answers. Yet again, I'm not going to say who got the most points there, though. And we're going to move into our final question. Taylor Swift continues to appear all over my Twitter page as she and Brittany Mahomes now seem to have a handshake for when the Kansas City Chiefs do something good. If you don't know who Taylor Swift is, I think she's an actress or something along those lines. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, if you could have a handshake or cool hand sign with Taylor Swift, what would you do / what would it be and why? If you guys are besties, what would you guys be doing? A little handshake, a little, just saying what up. And it can be anything. Take your time.
One handshake that I love, honestly, I don't know if I can show it, it's like this, and then you fly a little bit like that.
Okay.
That is amazing. I feel like her performances. I mean, I'm not the biggest Taylor Swift fan, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I'm sorry.
Big gas from Sam, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. But I know, like, she's just super amazing. I know she's a great singer. Her performances on stage are always amazing. Her outfits, everything. So I feel like that would incorporate the angelic nature of my handshake.
Angelic. Wonderful word to be used there. Okay. I like it.
Ooh, okay. Can I demonstrate?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Please.
So I do this, and then I do this, but it's like a little shimmer, and then I do a little twirl.
Ah, okay.
Bejeweled, one of her songs, she says shimmer in the song. Like, you'd go like shimmer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that song. Also, 1989 is coming out this week, so you guys should listen to it. It's going to be awesome. It's personally my favorite album.
I didn't know that. Okay.
You didn't?
No,
Wow.
I did not. No.
I
like Taylor Swift, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a follower
I
like
think
that.
it comes
per
out
se.
tomorrow.
What?
Or it's the day after. I can't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is a perfectly timed question.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great answer though. I like
Yeah,
those.
bejeweled, you know.
I like the little spin after it. It's great. Love it. Okay. Yeah. All right.
So I would do the twirl, I would do something like that, but why not have her do a UT hook'em? Like, I'm sorry, this is by far the coolest sign there is in college sports. Like, when I was picking schools, I'm out of state, I was like, look, throwing up a hook'em, it's something that everyone does, everyone knows, so why not get one of the most well-known female artists or all time in the world to do your school's symbol? Shout out to UT.
Wow. She brought up a good point, ladies and gentlemen. Getting Taylor Swift to do a little one of these would be pretty awesome. That'd be very cool. Okay, wow. Great answers for those 3 questions of rapid fire. Always love rapid fire. Who doesn't love a good rapid fire, right? I know Joe's back there smiling and goose. Okay. The winner has been decided on my scorecard, and we're going to get a quick drum roll, please. And the winner of tonight's show is indeed Kendell. Kendell has won tonight's show. Do we have time for FaceTime, Henry?
FaceTime.
We do indeed. Okay, you just got to say a little thank you or a little note to the camera right there, whatever you want to say.
Thank you. I appreciated the crowd that came out tonight to support. It was a lot of fun, and what great answers from my 2 fellow contestants. I feel like Ryan had a big decision for every question. Like, I don't know who I would give the points to personally. It was hard, but happy with the win.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Real shout out. That was nice to you, and congrats to you again. And that will wrap things up for us here at TSTV tonight. Thank you to everyone who makes this show possible, from the contestants to the in-studio personnel, all the people in master control, and to you, the audience, especially. I'm your host, Ryan Swantkowski, and we will see you next week.